Alrighty. So we are going to start in a child's pose. So you can find your version of child's pose, either extended or narrow. So just find freedom in the pose, freedom in the movement. So you can either come into extended with your knees as wide as your yoga mat, big toes to touch, send those hips back towards the heels, and you could walk your fingertips out in front of you. Good. Or if you're choosing narrow, feet together, legs together, arms reach out in front of you or back behind you. No matter where you are, just let your forehead relax down onto the mat. Just letting yourself arrive. Drop your pin exactly where you are. Letting go of your day thus far, maybe even your week thus far. And letting go of any to-do list or responsibilities that you'll have to get to later or tomorrow or the next day. Right? And just allow yourself to arrive in your beautiful space. And let's drop into the body. Just notice how you feel. Maybe you start to rock your forehead a little bit right and left, giving your sinuses a nice little massage. Notice the connection your body is making with the mat. Right? The palms of your hands, the fingers, the fingertips, every single knuckle pressing into the mat. Your arms, your forehead, maybe your heart is sinking into the ground, making a connection with the earth. Your shins, tops of the knees, and even tops of the feet. Just allowing yourself to drop into your body. Maybe you start to deepen your breath or just listen to the sound of your breath. And notice its quality. And let's take 3 full conscious breaths together as a collective. Let's inhale fully through the nose, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs. Maybe feeling your rib cage expand from side to side. And then on the exhale, sink your heart into the ground. Feel your hips release into your heels. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, maybe you sigh it out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Beautiful. Whenever you are ready, there's no rush. But whenever you're ready to move on and transition, just pull yourself up, and we're going to meet in tabletop with our shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Wrists are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels good for you. Gaze is down in between your index fingers and just press away from the yoga mat. Maybe you bring the pit of your belly up towards your spine. Just having a nice active pose, nice engagement. Again, just tuning in with your breath, and then on your next inhale, you're going to drop the belly for cow. Gaze goes up, chin up, chest presses through the biceps. Tilt that tailbone up towards the sky. Continuing to press the mat away from you, pressing into your feet, into your hands. And on your exhale, round through the spine for cat. Tuck that tailbone, tuck your chin. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale for cat, round through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round through the spine. And feel free now to just connect your movement with your breath. And just find freedom in this flow. Right? Maybe you work through the sides of your body. Just find whatever spinal movement feels good. Right? And just bring your breath with you, whatever that looks like for you. Right? Finding freedom in the flow. Tuning in with your body's needs. Just for a moment or two. Right? Just find trust that your body knows where to go and what to do. And just let it guide you along the way. Good. And then again, whenever you're satisfied, you can come back to neutral. You're going to walk the fingertips just a tad out in front of you. Tuck the toes if they aren't tucked already. And send that tailbone up and back into downward facing dog. Now, if this is your first downward facing dog of the day, feel free to bend your knees. Don't worry about those heels touching your mat. Right? So you can bend the knees and really tilt your tailbone up towards the sky. Keeping ears in line with the biceps. Just relax the crown of your head down towards the mat. Maybe you start to walk your dog out and you bend one knee, straighten out the other. Feeling that nice lengthening in the backs of the legs, and you can alternate just like that. You can find stillness. And really just press out of the wrists, out of the shoulders. And again, just bring the pit of your belly up to meet your spine. Take one nice big inhale in through the nose. Exhale, melt your heart towards the tops of your feet. And just find stillness for one breath. Good. On your next inhale, bend the knees, come onto the toes, and take a nice slow crisscross walk up to the top of your mat. Nice and mindful. Until your feet meet together or hip width apart in a nice forward fold, releasing the crown of the head towards the ground. Releasing your shoulders. Maybe you take ragdoll and you grab opposite elbows. Keeping a bend in the knees if that feels good. Just letting the crown of the head, the neck, the shoulders get pulled down towards the ground. Just letting gravity do the work. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. You can even bend one knee, straighten out the other leg, and alternate. Right, again, just finding freedom in this pose. Tuning in with your body's wants and with your body's needs. And as always, just bringing the breath with you. Using the breath as your anchor and the breath as your guide. Come back to stillness. Take a nice inhale for a halfway lift. Nice flat back. Fingertips to the shins, tops of the thighs. And just squeeze those elbows in towards the sides of the body. Grow tall, lengthen through the crown of the head. And on your exhale, take a fold. bend through the knees. Inhale, root down into the feet to rise all the way up. Extended mountain pose, reach for the sky. On your next exhale, hands to heart. Close down the eyes, take one full breath. And breathe out. Good, open up the eyes, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale for your halfway lift, your version. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the fingertips or the palms, step the right toes back. You can drop that back knee and inhale, rise into your low lunge. Pulling left hip crease back, pressing right hip crease forward. Left knee over left ankle. Looking down, just making sure you can still spot your left big toe. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Lift up through the pelvis, grow tall through the crown of the head, send the energy out of those fingertips. Maybe you give them a little wiggle and bring a nice smile to your face. Inhale and exhale, rain the fingertips down. Plant the palms, pick up that back knee, step it back into plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, keeping the elbows in towards the sides of the body. Slow, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, bow your heart back down. Inhale for plank. Exhale, down dog. Take one breath here. On your next inhale, take as many steps as you need to step your right foot up in between the hands. Drop your left knee. Inhale, low lunge. Pulling right hip crease back, pressing left hip crease forward. Right knee over right ankle. Making sure you can still spot your right big toe. Squeeze those inner thighs to feel that lift through the torso. Take your inhale, open up your heart, and exhale, release. Drop the palms down, step it back into plank. Take your inhale, exhale, chaturanga halfway or all the way down. Inhale, press up or through, upward facing dog. Exhale, release. Inhale for plank. Exhale, down dog. Take one breath. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze up towards the top. You can step, hop, or walk towards the top of your mat. When you get there, take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down into the feet to rise. Extended mountain pose, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Close down the eyes for one breath. Open up the eyes. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step the right toes back, this time with the knee lifted. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Good, so same thing here. Left hip crease back, right hip crease pushes forward. Squeeze those inner thighs together. This time you're just lifted up onto those right toes. Back heel lifting up towards the sky. Take your inhale, open your heart. And exhale, release. Plant the palms, step it back into plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway or all the way down. Inhale, press through, upward facing dog. Exhale, release. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath. On your next inhale, step your right foot up in between the hands and rise for your high lunge. Lift that back heel up towards the sky. Good. Listen to the sound of your breath. Notice the sensations in your body. Maybe you feel your right thigh working. Take your inhale, open up your heart, and exhale. Release it down, plant the palms, step it back into plank. Take your inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze up towards the top. Hop, step, or walk towards the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down into the feet to rise. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Close the eyes and we take 3 conscious breaths in and out. Tuning in and listening to the sound of your own breath. Relaxing through the shoulders, softening through the face. And maybe just pinching your shoulder blades towards each other, creating space in the heart. Maybe you feel your heartbeat and just notice that you're alive, right? And how that's enough. Just you being alive and a breathing being is enough. Open up the eyes, take an inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, just release the arms down by your sides. On your next move, inhale into chair pose. We send the hips back, bend through the knees, reach your hands forward, either up, directly out in front of you, or hands in prayer. No matter where you are, spread wide through the collarbones, open up your heart, nice flat back. Sitting back in your chair, distributing your weight into your heels, legs together, feet together, breathe, inhale. Exhale, fold. Straighten out through the legs, release the head. Beautiful. Inhale back into your chair pose whenever you're ready. Take one breath, inhale, and exhale, keeping the knees bent. Just release the fingertips out in front of you. Step the right toes back. Inhale, rise into your high lunge. Okay, you've been here before, beautiful. Embody the pose, just be the pose. Right? Just notice what your body is doing. That's it. That's all we have to ever do. Notice what your body is doing. Notice what your mind is doing. Just be the observer without responding and without reacting to it. Take an inhale. Exhale. Pivot on that back foot. Open up to the side for warrior 2. Send those arms out into a T, gazes out over left middle finger. Bending into that left knee. Bringing left knee over left pinky toe. Tuck that pelvis underneath you, roll tall through the crown of the head. Pinch the shoulder blades towards each other. And maybe even feel like you're leaning on a wall behind you. So your spine is nice and straight. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On your next inhale, we're going to take a peaceful warrior. This time, take your right arm behind your lower back as you rainbow your left fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe you bend into that left knee a little bit more. Breathe. Good. Inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Keeping the arms exactly where they are. Turn left toes to be in line with the right. Nice wide-legged stance. Good. Now turn right toes towards the back of the mat and lift up onto your left toes. So now you're in a high lunge facing the back of your mat. Right forearm behind your lower back. Left fingertips reaching up. Good. And a nice high lunge on the right side. Take your inhale. On your exhale, you're going to release the left hand for an easy twist. So release the left hand down onto the mat. Twist through the torso, raise your right fingertips up towards the sky. Back knee can be lowered or lifted. Left wrist is underneath your shoulder. And just check in with your right knee. Make sure it's over your right ankle. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release the right knee onto the mat. Release the left knee down onto your mat. So now you're in an easy twist with the left knee lowered. And from here, you're just gonna kickstand the left shin and left foot off towards the back of you, behind you. Lift that right foot, extend it out long for a side plank variation. You can keep the right foot lifted or lowered. Right fingertips are still reaching up, using your left shin and top of the left foot or toes as a nice little kickstand for stability and balance. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the right foot down. Release your right arm overhead, ear towards the bicep. Check in with your left wrist. Make sure it's still underneath your shoulder. On your next inhale, take a nice side body stretch. Make the side of your body into a rainbow. Really press your hip up towards the sky. Lift those ribs up towards the sky. And just feel into the side body stretch. Take one breath here. On your next inhale, use your right fingertips to swim and pull your torso totally up until you're head over heart, heart over pelvis. Arms are out in a T. On your next inhale, rainbow the left fingertips up. Right fingertips release onto your thigh or your shin. Now feeling a nice side body stretch in the left side of your body. One breath here. Stay here for the exhale. Beautiful. Spin your torso over your right leg. Plant your fingertips to frame your right leg. So one hand on either side of the leg. As you spin onto your right heel, and you're going to kickstand your left shin back behind you now. So now you find yourself in a half splits. Right knee can be bent generously, flexing right toes up towards your face. Hands can be underneath the shoulders. And just check in to make sure your left knee is underneath the left hip. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels good. Keeping a nice long spine. And just feeling this lengthening in the back of the right leg. Maybe you rock your right foot right and left. And just feel this nice opening in the hamstring. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, release the toes back to center, and you're gonna bend through that knee. Lift the back knee. Maybe you rock a little bit, forward and back. Maybe you bounce and just feel that, creating space in the hips. And then whenever you're ready, rock the left toes up to meet the right. Feet together, legs together. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, stand up nice and tall, hands to heart. Close down the eyes, shake out the legs if you need to. And just notice how you feel. Take one more breath in and out. Beautiful. Open up the eyes. Inhale, reach, send those hips back for chair pose. On your exhale, release the fingertips down. Good. This time, step the left toes back. Inhale, high lunge. We're just going to repeat everything that we just did on this side. Take an inhale and exhale. Open up to the side, warrior two. Nice and tall through the torso. Head over heart, heart over pelvis. Find your gaze over your right middle finger. Good. Nice strong back leg, really rooting down into the outer edge of that left foot. Pulling your right knee over right pinky toe. And maybe leaning back on an imaginary wall behind you. Nice tall spine. Take one full breath in, warrior two. Feel into the pose. On your next inhale, take a peaceful warrior. Left hand swims back behind your lower back. Keeping a bend in your right knee. Maybe you bend a little bit deeper, breathe. On your next inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Turn right toes in to meet the left. Nice wide-legged stance. Good, turn left toes to the back of your mat. Spin on to your right toes, right heel lifts up towards the ceiling. Arms are exactly where they were. Left forearm back behind your lower back, right fingertips reaching up. Take an inhale. On your exhale, release your right fingertips down onto the mat. Take your easy twist. Reach left fingertips up towards the sky. Back knee can be lowered or lifted. Checking in with your right wrist, making sure that it's directly underneath your right shoulder. And checking in with your left knee, making sure it's over left ankle. Take one more breath. On your exhale, drop the back knee. Same thing we did on the other side. You're gonna kickstand your right shin, right foot back behind you, off to the side of the mat. As you lift your left foot, left leg shoots back behind you. For a side plank variation, that back leg, left leg can be lifted or lowered. Making sure right wrist is underneath right shoulder. Take one more inhale. On the exhale, release the left foot down to the mat. Bring left arm up overhead. Left bicep in line with the left ear. On your next inhale, create a nice rainbow with the left side of your body. Almost like the side of your body is being pulled up towards the sky. Nice side body stretch. Take one full breath here. Good. On your next inhale, swim those left fingertips up and to pull your torso up nice and tall, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Arms are out in a T. On your next inhale, release the left fingertips down to the left leg and swim those right fingertips up overhead. Nice side body stretch through the right side. Take one breath here. And really just feel into it. Whenever you're ready, turn your torso over your left leg. Plant the hands down on either side of that leg. Turn onto the heel of your left foot, and then bring your shin, your foot, back behind you for half splits on the left side. Good. You can keep a nice bend in this left knee. Flex left toes up towards your face. Hands can be underneath the shoulders, or you can walk them out in front of you, whatever feels good. And just checking in with your right knee, making sure it's underneath right hip. Keeping spine nice and long. Feeling this nice lengthening down the back of the left leg. Right, and just being with the sensations in your body. Being with that deepening. Good. On your next inhale, bend through the left leg. Bend through that knee. Plant the palms, lift the back knee. And here you can rock a little bit forward and left, creating space in the hips. Maybe you bounce and just feel how that feels. And then whenever you're ready, you can rock right toes up to meet the left. Sink the hips back for a chair pose. Take one inhale. Exhale, stand up nice and tall, hands to heart. Again, you can shake it out, or you can be in stillness. But just check in with yourself again and ask yourself, how do I feel? Maybe again, you just feel your heart beating. And you can start to deepen and slow down the breath. Good, we're gonna do this flow one more time on each side, and we're just gonna move through it one breath per pose. So just find fluidity, right? Bring some romance, whatever that means to you. And as you move, just imagine all of the stagnant tension and energy flowing out of your body as we sync up our breath with our bodies and with the movement. So let's inhale, reach for the sky. Sink the hips back for your chair pose, legs together, feet together, weight into the heels. Exhale, releasing the fingertips down, keeping the knees bent. Step right toes back. Inhale, high lunge. On your exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Swim that right arm back behind your lower back. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Turn left toes in to meet the right. Spin right toes towards the back of the mat. And come on to the left toes. High lunge facing the back of the mat. Take your inhale. Exhale, release left palm down for your easy twist. Raise right fingertips up. One breath. On your exhale, lower that back knee. Kickstand, the left shin, left foot back behind you as you pick up your right foot, right leg, and bring it back behind you. Kick it in front of you. Take one inhale for your side plank variation. Exhale, release your foot down. Take your side body stretch. Inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, rainbow your right fingertips up. Use them to pull your torso up. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, release right fingertips towards the leg. Raise left fingertips up. Taking one breath. Turn your torso over that right leg as you make your way, transition into your half splits. So bringing left shin back behind you. Fingertips and hands frame that right leg. Good. Flex your right toes towards your face. Take one breath. Stay here for the exhale. Beautiful. Transition into that low lunge. Inhale. Stay here for the exhale. And on your next inhale, step the left toes up to meet the right. Send the hips back. Chair pose. Exhale. Stand up nice and tall. Hands to heart. Close the eyes. Take one breath. Beautiful. Open up the eyes. Inhale, reach for the sky. Sink the hips back, chair pose. Release the fingertips down. Step left toes back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Swim that left forearm back behind the lower back. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, straighten out through that front leg. Turn right toes to be in line with the left. Turn left toes towards the back of the mat. Spin onto the right toes. High lunge facing the back of your mat. Take one inhale. Exhale, release right hand down. Left fingertips reach up, easy twist. Inhale. Exhale, release your right knee down, kickstand. Right shin, right foot back behind you as you lift your left foot. Send that left leg out. Side plank variation. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower that foot. Reach your left arm up overhead. Inhale, take your side body stretch. Create a nice rainbow. On your next inhale, swim left fingertips up and use them to pull your torso up. Beautiful. Inhale, release left fingertips towards the left leg. Reach with the right. Side body stretch. Turn torso over the left leg and make your way into your half splits. Beautiful. And take one conscious breath here. Just be with your body, be with your breath. Good. On your next inhale, transition your way into your lunge. Maybe rock a little bit, bounce a little bit until you're ready to step the right toes forward. Inhale for your chair pose. Exhale, stand up nice and tall, hands to heart, close the eyes, and breathe. Beautiful. Open up those eyes, reach for the sky. Exhale, we take a nice forward fold. Plant the fingertips out in front of you. Start to bend through the knees generously, so much so that the heels start to lift and you come up on your toes. Your bum rests on your heels and you can use your fingers as nice balance and stability, and just tuck your chin towards your chest. Maybe you can relax your forehead towards your knees. Don't worry about them touching, but just breathe in this nice little love cave. One more breath. Good, and right from here, we're gonna transition our way into a tabletop just for a moment. So getting there however you'd like. We'll be here very briefly because right from here, we're going to make our way into pigeon or half pigeon. So you're just going to bring your right knee forward, bring your right heel in line with the pelvis as you send that left leg, left foot back behind you. Squaring your hips towards the front of the mat, making any adjustments that you need. And just gazing back behind you, making sure your left toes are pointing straight back. So you can stay upright and lifted, opening up through the chest, or feel free to lower onto the forearms. And even for a little bit more, you can start to walk the fingertips out in front of you. Maybe you relax your heart, your forehead down onto the mat. And we're gonna be here for a bit. So just set yourself up, help yourself get comfortable. And just start to deepen the breath. And I just invite you to become aware of any sensations. So maybe you feel the opening in the right hip, down that outer right leg. Or you can soften through the face, soften through the shoulders, unclench the jaw. Let go of any activation in that left leg. Just know that you have landed, you have arrived exactly where you're meant to be. Sometimes holding a pose like this can start to bring some discomfort, right? So just recognize the difference between pain and discomfort. If you feel pain, then you can absolutely make your way out of it, and I recommend that. If you feel some discomfort, I just invite you to breathe into that. Right? Welcome the discomfort in, and actually make friends with it. Be here for one more breath. And then when you're ready to come out of it, you're gonna walk your fingertips towards your torso. And to come onto the other side, we're gonna move nice and slowly, nice and gently as we rock onto our right outer hip. And we're just gonna swing that left leg out in front of us. Cross that leg, the left leg in front of us, and then send the right back. So if you want, you can even come back into your tabletop and start there, or find your half pigeon in this nice little transition. Just before you settle in, check in with your right leg. Make sure those right toes are pointing back behind you. Find your comfort, and then feel free to lower onto the forearms or walk your fingertips out. Your left heel can be as close to the pelvis as you need it in order for you to square your hips towards the top of the mat. And just let yourself settle in. You can start to deepen the breath and even notice if this side feels a little different. Softening through the face. You're just focusing on how this feels rather than how it might look. Feeling that deepening and lengthening in that outer left thigh. Creating space in the hips, you're unlocking tension, releasing stagnant energy. And again, I just invite you to even ask yourself, like, what am I doing right now? Right? Physically, what is your body doing? Just observe. What is your mind doing? Right? What am I thinking about? Just learning to observe without absorbing the emotions that we assign to the feelings and thoughts. Right? Just observe without absorbing. Just soften through the body wherever you can. Take one more breath. Whenever you're ready, we move nice and slowly as you walk your fingertips back up towards your pelvis. Same way we came out of it before. This time, just lean into the left side. Spin. Good. Your right leg back in front of you. And right from here, you could stay where you are. I'm just going to turn to face you. We're going to come into a pose called fire logs. And all that is we're just going to stack our shins on top of one another. So let's start with the right leg on top. So you're going to bring your right ankle stacked on top of the left knee and right knee stacked on top of the left ankle. So it's okay if you have some space in between the right knee and left ankle. As you can see, I do as well. So you're just gonna find your edge. I like to keep my feet nice and flexed here just to protect my knees. You can sit up nice and tall and stay here. Already I feel deepening and lengthening in my outer thighs, outer hips. You can stay here if this is enough. Or as you breathe and start to deepen through the stretch and ease into the stretch, you can bring your fingertips out in front of you, and little by little, maybe you can walk them out and fold, right? But if this is already enough, just stay where you are, keeping a nice flat back. And just notice that as you deepen and slow down the breath, the pose becomes more easeful. Right, so again, just welcoming the sensations, whatever they may be. And you even may start to notice that maybe your right knee starts to drop a little bit closer towards your left ankle as you breathe deeply. And this just means that we're creating space in our bodies. We're releasing that stagnant energy, right? And allowing our body to be fluid, to let that energy freely flow in the ways that it needs to. Take one more breath. Good. And whenever you're ready to walk those fingertips back up, torso nice and tall. And you could even use your hands to adjust that right leg off the left leg. Right? You might feel a little achy, but that's okay. Just move nice and slow. And then we're just going to come on to the other side. So now right leg out in front of us. And we're going to stack left shin on top. Good. So now left ankle is on top of right knee, and left knee is on top of right ankle. So just noticing how this side might feel different. You can either sit up nice and tall, or feel free to bring your fingertips out in front of you and you could walk them out as much as you want. Right, I'm just using the breath to soften through the body. Again, just notice what comes up for you when you sit in stillness with no distractions, right? And just see what happens if you just become the observer without absorbing anything. Right? Just noticing without being the judge, without trying to make sense of it. I find that I do that a lot. I'll have these thoughts and then I'll be like, what does that mean? Why am I doing that? So just try to observe without trying to make sense of it all the time, and just let it be what it is. Okay, take one more moment to just feel into that deepening into the outer thighs. And then when you're ready, walk those fingertips back up. Torso nice and long. Using your hands to pick up that left leg and guide it out in front of you, moving super slow. Feeling into whatever you feel. You're going to plant the soles of your feet out in front of you, knees bent. Bring the palms to the backs of the thighs. And you're just going to start to take a nice slow roll, one vertebrae at a time, onto your back until the back of your head reaches your yoga mat. Snuggle the shoulder blades in towards each other when you get there. Tuck your chin slightly towards your chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. And just bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around the shins, below the knees, and just rock a little bit right and left. Giving your lower back a nice massage. And just use this moment. I'm gonna give you about a minute to kind of invite whatever movement feels good for you, right? So maybe you extend your arms out into a T or cactus and you take some supine twists, right? Releasing your knees to one side and then the other. Maybe you take happy baby. Just invite whatever feels good. Maybe you just lay there. Maybe you want to invite some more movement. You can take a downward facing dog. You can get up. Just take this minute for yourself. Right, and maybe just close down the eyes and really tune in with your body. Right, tune out everything around you and just tune in with yourself. Right, not worrying about what everyone else is doing or thinking that you don't know what you're doing. Right, this doesn't have to be a fancy yoga pose or a fancy yoga move. Right, it could be anything you want. Just make sure it feels good. Take one more breath wherever you are. And from here, I invite you to make your way into Shavasana. You could extend the legs out long. Relax the arms down by your sides. Take another moment to snuggle your shoulder blades in towards each other. Tuck your chin slightly towards your chest. Let the feet relax out to the sides. Open up your palms towards the sky. And just allow your body to get nice and heavy. Close down the eyes if you feel comfortable, or find a soft gaze. Just start to deepen the breath.
Sunlight fell, it reminded me that life can be so gracious sometimes. And I felt like everything around me was connected somehow. At night I hear the rhythm of the ocean as it breaks on the shore. And I think about all the things that I am grateful for. And they say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. And they say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through. hearts bound by reflections of the memories they'll forever hold. And they say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. And they say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through. They say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. And they say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through.
Good. Just allowing yourself to continue to just be. And right from here, we're going to transition into our meditation. So you can either remain laying down, or you can sit upright, really just listening to whatever feels good for you. Take your time. And just again, land wherever it is that feels right. Allowing yourself to arrive. You can start to close down the eyes if they aren't already. Start to soften through the face, right? Starting with the top of your head, your forehead, maybe even that space between your inner brow. Relax through the cheekbones. Let your eyes relax and nestle back into their sockets. Unclench your jaw and let your tongue relax away from the roof of the mouth. Relax through the shoulders. And just for a moment, listen to the sound of your breath. Use the breath to anchor you in the present moment. Right, simply just by paying attention to it. And I just want to use this time to release any unworthiness that we may feel. And I came across this quote the other day that said, unworthiness does not exist in nature. that one sentence changed my entire perspective. Right? Because it's so true. We would never look at a leaf and say that it was unworthy because it didn't look like a different leaf. Right? Or a tree and say that it was unworthy because it didn't look like this other tree. Right? Or a flower. Unworthiness simply does not exist in nature. Right? And because you are made up of nature, unworthiness does not exist in you. So I just want you to invite this visualization of warm sunlight, right? Or maybe just a warm light. Maybe it's this orangey color or yellow. And just kind of let it spill all over your body. Okay, just feel this nice warmth. Invite it in. And in a moment, we're just going to use it to clear out and unlearn, wash away all of this unworthiness, right? A narrative that we might have of us being unworthy or not enough. So just invite this warm light in. Notice what it feels like. And starting from the crown of your head, right? Feeling this warmth just spread and melt over your head. Right down below your ears, down past your lips. Right, to no longer speak words of unworthiness. Down past your throat, right? Just let this warm light wash it all away. Spilling over your shoulders. Continuing to melt away this narrative that you are not enough. Making its way down to your heart, right? Clearing out your heart space of any stagnant energy. Down through the rib cage, past the belly button, into your hips, your pelvic floor, down through the thighs, past the knees, your shins, your calves, and just letting all of this unworthiness flow out of your feet as the warm light fills up through the ankles, through the heels, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and out through the toes. And just breathing in what it feels like to be filled with this warm light, maybe this yellow, orange, reddish light of just warmth and comfort and of just being enough. Right, and just let this warm light wash away anything that doesn't align, with your heart. Because again, unworthiness does not exist in nature. And because you are a human being, not a human doing, your worthiness is not dependent upon a job you have, how much money you make, what you look like, who you're friends with. Right? You're just a human being, and you are worthy enough simply by just being, by breathing. And just by your heart beating, that makes you enough. Alright, so just breathe this feeling in. Be with it for a few more moments. And just know that you can always come back to it. You can always come back to this warm light washing over you and washing away any feelings of unworthiness. Start to deepen through the breath as we just allow ourselves to come back into our physical bodies. Maybe you start to wiggle through the fingertips and the toes. You can roll out the wrists, roll out the ankles. You can continue to keep the eyes closed. But wherever you are, whether you're laying down or sitting upright, we're going to close the practice wherever you are. So just bring your hands together at your heart in prayer. Take a nice breath in. Feel your heart rise up to meet your thumbs. And on the exhale, just release. Lift your thumbs up to your third eye, that space in between your eyebrows. Take another breath in. And exhale, release. Keeping your hands where they are, just acknowledge your beautiful body. Acknowledge your beautiful mind. And acknowledge your beautiful spirit. Remembering that you are a human being, not a human doing. And just by you being and breathing, that is enough. Because unworthiness does not exist in nature. Thank yourself for giving yourself this time. And thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. The light in me honors and is the same as the light in you. From my heart to yours, I bow down to you. Namaste.